It's time for Rabbi Minkowicz's Weekly Torah Lesson, a place where life's most difficult questions are answered. Here with his spiritual perspective and insight, Rabbi Minkowicz.
Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parsha Vayigash. The question of the week is, what is the purpose of life? So in this week's Torah portion, Parsha Vayigash, where finally Yosef HaTzadik reveals himself to his brothers, and the emotional, dramatic scene takes place, and he's reunited again with his brothers, and specifically his real brother from his mother and his father, namely Binyamin. So the Torah describes to us the most powerful scene that takes place, where Yosef cries on Binyamin's neck, and Binyamin cries on Yosef's neck. And the commentaries ask, why specifically they cry on each other's neck? So the commentaries tell us that Yosef was crying on Benjamin's neck. Why? Because in Benjamin's territory, there was going to be built a Beit HaMikdash, and 2 temples will be destroyed in Benjamin's territory. So Joseph was crying over the destruction of both temples that were going to take place in the future in Benjamin's territory. Benjamin looked and saw that in Joseph's territory is going to be the Mishkan, the tabernacle of Shiloh, that's going to be destroyed. So he was crying for the tabernacle's destruction that was going to be in Joseph's territory. So the question is asked, okay, that's great. But we know that the Beit HaMikdash is the head of the Jewish people. From there, all the light comes out to the world. So why did he cry in his neck? Why didn't they cry in each other's forehead, on their head? Because the head, that should resemble more the temple. So the Rebbe explains a phenomenal insight, and that is as follows. True, yes, the temple is the head of the Jewish people, but the purpose of the temple is not that we should have light in our head, but that the light should penetrate from our head throughout every single aspect of our body, and we should actually not live Judaism. Not just in our head, we know Judaism, we understand Judaism, but we have to become a living Judaism, and the way we become a living Jew is when the information from our head goes from our head throughout our whole body, just like the idea of the temple was that the light shouldn't remain in the temple, whether it's in Jerusalem or in Shiloh, but the light should go out through all over the world, and the energy from the temple should penetrate all over. So therefore they cried on the neck that there should never be a blockage between the head to the neck. So the answer to the question, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is not only to know what to do and to know what God wants from us, but the purpose is to live in every single fiber of our being what God wants from each and every one of us. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to the memory of Baruch ben Aryeh Leib and Shlomo Ben Yosef. May their souls be elevated for the Torah we're studying in their memory. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. For more information about Chabad and a regular schedule of classes, please see our website.